We all have the occasional poor night of sleep. Perhaps we're a bit stressed, or we go to bed too late, or we're nervous about something happening the next day. But as soon as the stress has passed, sleep patterns usually go back to normal within a few nights. In insomnia disorder, sleep patterns don't get back under control, even months after that initial trigger has passed. Sometimes you might sleep quite well, but on other nights you might not sleep at all, and it gets increasingly difficult to know what sort of night you're going to have. Insomnia disorder is defined as a difficulty falling asleep, staying asleep, or waking up feeling unrefreshed for 3 nights a week or more for 3 months or more, which has a negative impact on daytime function, despite adequate opportunity for sleep. If you've ever had one sleepless night, it's not hard to imagine what some of those negative daytime impacts might be after weeks or months at a time. Difficulties concentrating, irritability, fatigue, memory problems, poor performance at work, relationship problems, not being able to fulfill family responsibilities, or just feeling downright miserable. Insomnia sufferers are at more than double the risk of anxiety and depression compared with good sleepers. Over time, they're also at greater risk of accidents, weight gain, diabetes, infections, and heart disease. One thing I find extraordinary about insomnia is that it affects so many people, at least 1 in 10 adults and closer to 1 in 4 shift workers. International research within police officers specifically found that 51% experienced poor sleep quality, with those with more years of service at higher risk. Police officers are exposed to several risk factors, including extended work schedules, shift work, occupational stress, dangerous and traumatic events. There are literally millions of people across the UK coping with a chronic sleep problem on a daily basis, and yet remarkably few of them ever ask for help. It can feel like a very lonely condition. All that time, wide awake in the middle of the night when the people around you are sleeping soundly. I think it's really important to know that you are not alone, and even more importantly, the ability to solve it is within your reach. In fact, you're already well on the way. Often the first and hardest step is recognizing that you need help. There's a model called the 3 Ps, which helps to explain how persistent sleep problems develop. Absolutely anyone can experience insomnia, but statistically, some people are at greater risk than others. There are predisposing or risk factors which you can't change. You're more vulnerable if you are a woman, if you're over 50, if you work shifts, if you have a family history of poor sleep, or more of a worrying personality. I've met plenty of young men with insomnia though, so don't let the predisposing factors put you off. On their own, these things aren't enough to cause insomnia. For that, we usually need another P, a precipitating factor or trigger. This is usually some sort of stress. Work stress, relationship strain, a health problem, or even a global pandemic. All of these can push you into fight or flight mode, increase your levels of arousal, and make it harder to sleep. Humans are very adaptable, and usually the stress passes or we get used to it. The things which make sleep problems stick around and shift from an acute insomnia to a chronic insomnia disorder are the perpetuating factors, the unhelpful ways that we react to sleep loss. Unhelpful habits like drinking too much caffeine or alcohol or eating junk food before bed, haphazard sleep and wake times, or simply starting to worry too much about sleep. The more anxious you feel about it, the worse it gets. Over time, insomnia sufferers often believe they'll never sleep well again, and even the thought of getting into bed can fill them with dread. The solution with the most evidence for treating insomnia is called cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, or CBTI. This is a talking therapy approach, including cognitive techniques to address unhelpful thoughts and behavioral strategies to retrain your sleep patterns to help you fall asleep naturally and get good quality sleep. CBTI is usually delivered over 4 to 8 sessions. The nice thing is that research shows that self-help strategies using books and digital programs can be as effective as in-person therapy. And the effects last. Most people who recover using CBTI will still be sleeping well a year later. The Better Sleep Toolkit is based on the principles of CBTI. This course is a sleep education program, and it's not the same as treatment, but it will help you to understand and practice the main skills and techniques of CBTI at a time and pace that suits you.